Check 1, 2. 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 Check 1, 2.
log in, but
Just smashed my phone too. New one. Thank you, guys. Sorry, we have a lot of you. All right. Well, welcome to tonight's school board meeting. Ray, can you please call this meeting to order?
Mr. Baden,
present.
Mrs. Hopkemeyer,
Present.
Ms. McKnight,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Present.
Mr. Staub.
I'm here.
Can we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you, guys. All right, moving on to item number 2 on our agenda is the Board of Education minutes of last month. Do I have any questions, comments, concerns? If not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll motion.
Lindsay motions. Do I have a second? Shelley seconds. Ray, when you are ready.
Mr. Baden,
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkemeyer,
Yes.
Ms. McKnight,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Staub.
Yes.
Perfect. Moving on to item number 3 is our
Actually,
treasurer.
before we do that, we're going to
by all
change the agenda up just a little bit before we begin with the treasurer's report tonight. We have individuals and teams that have made it to the state level of competition, and we think it's very, very important to recognize them. They have, these ones have already competed at the state level. And so what we would like to really do is to be able to kind of congratulate them on the success that they have. They put a lot of time and work into being able to achieve at that level and so forth. And so we think feel it's important to recognize them for those efforts. So I would like to begin with the tennis team. If the tennis team would come forward, please, or the individuals that made it to state in tennis.
Come on, John.
Well, I mean, I can do the whole thing over again if you want. We're off to a great start, guys.
I hear something, feels like.
Not all heroes wear capes. Take 2, Coach Feltner, girls tennis.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I introduce all 3 of these girls, I just want you to know that it takes an incredible amount of determination and talent and hard work, not only during the season, but in the off season for these girls to make it as far as they did. Not only were all 3 of them NLL champs for our team, but they also made it past sectionals. They made it past the district tournament in order to make it into the state tournament. And we are so incredibly proud of what they have done. So this is senior captain Mara Boyd, who has made it to states. This is her 4th year making it to individual states. Then we have Jillian Toe, who is a sophomore, and this is her 2nd year making it to states. And Cora Langendorfer as a junior, and this is her 3rd year making it to states. I don't want to take up a lot of time, but tennis is a little odd. So this is individual states for us. And Jillian made it as a singles player, which is incredibly hard. And then Mara and Cora made it together as a doubles team. And even in sectionals and districts, you did not drop one game, did you? Not one game, which is absolutely insane. So just want to congratulate all 3 of them, and thank you so much for recognizing them today.
Yeah, we just wanted to say thank you to the school and the board for allowing us to compete at the state level and for the amazing experience we've had from the 4 years that I've been there. And yeah, we just want to say thank you.
Next, we'll have girls golf.
Sure, Coach Gwynn, girls golf, come on up. Our girls golf team has gone to state as a team just twice in the history of the school, and these young ladies have done it in back-to-back years. So this is history right here. They are state qualifiers for 2 straight years. Awesome group of kids. Coach Gwynn is extremely comfortable in public speaking, so I will allow him to introduce his kids and say a couple words about the season.
Thanks, John. So as John said, 2 years in a row, this group right here is qualified for the state tournament. Never before in school history until last year did that happen. So to do it back-to-back is quite an accomplishment for the girls. As soon as Mara grabbed the mic and started to thank the board, every one of my girls gave me one of these. So on behalf of the girls, I can tell you that they appreciate you buying their meals during the state trip. Golfing and eating together are the things they enjoy. I think they're heading to dinner after this. But they're a great group of girls, and they've had some great success, but they've had some fun and really built a great friendship doing it together. So really proud of them. The first one here is Tegan Gwynn, my daughter. She's a graduating senior this year. Next one is Gabby Newicki, also a graduating senior, continuing her academic and athletic career at Cleary. Next one is Piper Phillips, a junior, so she's going to come back next year for a state run. Next one is Lila Hippert, and on the end there is Sophia Stanton, if you've ever heard her name. She's set more records here in golf in Anthony Wayne school history than I think will ever be touched. So very proud of them, very athletic group, very good group in school as well. All of our seniors qualified for district all academic honors or state all academic honors. So very proud of them. Thank you.
And now our most recent competitors, our cross-country team.
Just a couple guys here for cross country. Lincoln, JP, Sammy, Coach O'Connor, and Coach Smith. So this is only about half the team, but I can tell you this is an amazing group of runners. They are just incredibly gifted at what they do. Great kids too, I know that because half the team eats lunch in my office every single day. So they are really good kids. Smitty, Coach O'Connor, I don't know who wants to speak, but probably the English teacher. So, Coach?
Want to is the right answer, but hello everyone. Yeah, we've got part of our crew here tonight. We had a really successful year. On the girls' side, the team made it to the regional meet and competed well there, and we had an individual runner, Evelyn Langle, qualified for the state meet. She ran this weekend, did great. And then our boys' team made it to the state meet. When Coach Gwynn was talking about the girls' history, our boys went from something called the early 1980s, which was a dark time and black and white footage. I know it well. Anyway, went from the 80s until 2021, without a state meet appearance, and they've gone for the last 5 years. And these guys just do a great job of creating the culture. And so the team made it. We were league champs this year, regional runner-up, and competed really well at the state meet. This gentleman in the middle, Jacob Proctor, is a senior, finished second at the state meet, second in the state, highest finish ever. Jacob ran if you don't know, cross country, it's 5K, so 3.1 miles. He ran it in 15 minutes and 28 seconds. If you can do anything in 15:28, that's great. I can't do anything in 15 minutes or 28 seconds, including talk. So Jacob did outstanding. Ben Gashorski, another senior, finished 5th. Ben's visiting his sister at OU tonight. So we had 2 guys in the top 5. The team finished 4th overall, which is the highest team finish in school history. This young man, Link Schaffner, was part of that group. He's a sophomore, really strong runner, and just getting better every day and every year. Joshua Bighouse, who's a senior, one of our varsity runners, Camden Langle, Arjun Jayaraman, and Ruben Cardenas, who could not be here tonight, but they rounded our varsity crew. And then Sam Brose was our alternate, and Ethan Rosick, a senior, also an alternate. So a great group. They had a lot of fun. I want to thank the board for your support throughout the season and for our trip down to Columbus and the chance to compete. So a lot of fun. Great group. Thank you.
And just to kind of wrap this up, like anything in life, success has consequences. And one of the consequences we face as an athletic department, maybe as a community, is I think sometimes we think state is a given, and it's not. We are just really, really, really successful right now. But there are a lot of school districts that would love to be where we are and have 3 teams, quite possibly now really 5 teams that have qualified for the state tournament. Because with that said, Coach Williams and the girls soccer team will have their state semi match tomorrow night at Wapakoneta. There will be a 3:15 send-off for that team from the main gym area of the high school. And then on Saturday morning at 10, the volleyball team, also heading to the state semi in Dayton, they will have their send-off at 10 o'clock. So since 2003, there's been 1 state championship for the OHSAA for Anthony Wayne. 3 years ago, we got boys golf. Last spring, we got baseball. And now we have volleyball and girls soccer knocking on the door. So we really, really, really are appreciative of your support. And it's a great day to be a general. So thank you very much.
And I'd just like to share, it is a true pleasure being able to go and watch the teams, to be able to watch the relationships that they have with their coaches and the support that they receive. There's so much more to learning than the sport itself or what just happens within the classroom, and being able to watch our students excel at the things that they love. That's very, very, very satisfying and very proud, makes all of us very proud within the district to be able to see your dedication to your sport, to what you love, to be able to see the relationships that you have with one another, and to be able to know that you are getting to do what you love, and it's a part of being a part of Anthony Wayne. And so John is right, and that it is a great day to be a general. It is always great to be a general. We are so proud of all of you and your accomplishments and what you represent as athletes and when you represent us. So thank you. We will dismiss you. You don't have to stick around any longer. We do appreciate you coming in and taking the time to be recognized tonight.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll move ahead with the,
All right, we sure?
yes.
All right, I'm just messing with you. All right, we'll move to item number 3, which is the treasurer's report, which we have a nice treat for you today. Ray.
Thank you. We have a few items on the treasurer's report. The first one is item A. It's our monthly financials for October 2025. We were able to balance this morning. Item B is our grant approval for the connectivity grant, which offsets our financial obligations for the internet connection for the district. And item C is our auxiliary fund return. These are funds that were not used by Lyell or Discovery Express, and when they're not used, they have to be sent back to us, and then we return them to the state. So, and that is all I have, treasurer's report.
All right, well, any questions for Ray? No, if not, I need a motion to approve.
Excellent job, Ray.
I would say it's a very good job for 3 items. It was very good.
I will move.
All right, Mike moves. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Lindsay seconds, and then Ray when you're ready.
Mr. Baden,
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkemeyer,
Yes.
Ms. McKnight,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Staub.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 4 is our superintendent's educational report.
All right. First of all, as we begin this section, an item that we do not have on there, but I would like to invite you all to, is on Monday, we will be doing donuts and dialogue. You can see it up there. Invite you out to the Rooster Booth, to the Shouter House there at the park, to come and visit with me and share kind of any items you'd like to share, kind of talk about things that are happening within the school district, And again, just to continue with that goal of building relationships within our community and being available and listening. And so we do have that planned, and I would invite any of you to join me with that.
For where it's going to be located, is that the one that's closest to Waterville, the shelter house, or is it the next one back?
It's right next to the parking lot. Yes, yep. Okay. The next item I would like to do is we talk about our support that we are able to give our students and our families and so forth. I think it's very important to be able to share some of that with you. As we know currently, there are people within our community that are struggling with food and care and other things that we take for granted and so forth. And we as a district work very, very hard to meet the needs of all of our students, to meet the needs of our families. And we're able to do that, one, through the services that we provide at school, and then as well through the services that we're able to provide through partnerships that we have with organizations, one of those being Neighborhood Bridges. So I've asked Becca Herka, Amy Barrett, and Ann Stevens to, Becca's going to share a little bit about what we do here at the school and some of the services and resources that we have, and then have Amy and Ann share about the importance of what they do and the Neighborhood Bridges and how you can become more involved with that. So, Becca?
All right, I did it. I passed my first test. Thanks, Shelley. My name is Becca Herken. I have had the honor of serving our district as the district social worker for the past 3 years. This is the start of my 4th year. My family and I moved here in 2022, and besides being able to work for Anthony Wayne, my 2 children have been able to go through and finish here. So I have a daughter who graduated in 2022, and I have a son who is a sophomore at the high school. And I have to say, my husband and I traveled the East Coast the 20 years prior to that, and we have never been in a school district that is more supportive of students and welcoming of new families. So we are very grateful to have landed here. The role of the school social worker is a really unique role within a school system. So to be a school social worker, you have to be a trained mental health professional in the discipline of social work. In my case, I hold an independent license through both the Department of Behavioral Health, essentially here in Ohio, and the Department of Education. We are trained as social workers, and especially those who work in a school, to be able to work on a lot of different things, including mental health concerns, behavioral concerns, how to support our staff with positive behavioral support, consultation with teachers, parents, and administrators, and then interventions with both individuals and groups. School social workers are in a unique position that we can link home, school, and community together to promote student academic success and social success at the same time. So one of the things that I get asked a lot is, what do you do at Anthony Wayne? From the outside, it looks like there shouldn't be a need for a school social worker. And while we are very fortunate to not have a high need population, we do have some indicators that show that we need additional support sometimes within our schools. One of those is our free and reduced lunch numbers. They have risen from 11% to 17% in the time that I have worked here. Part of that is there was a change in Ohio where Medicaid is now a qualifier for free and reduced lunch. So we've seen a raise in numbers simply just because of that change. But we're also seeing a little bit different demographic moving into our area with some different needs. The other indicator we have for resources is weekend food bag programs. It started in 2019 with 50 students, and this year we are currently serving 137 students each week. So those numbers are going up, and that is a volunteer donation-based program, so we are very fortunate to have it here at Anthony Wayne. Neighborhood Bridges is a program that started, this is our 3rd year, and we'll dive a little deeper into that. But in the 2 years that we have existed, our family needs have gone from serving 57 families within our 1st year to serving 75 families this year. So our needs are going up, and I think part of that is, as Mr. Herman said, we're seeing some things globally that we're having some benefits cut and some different things happening. And so there are more families in our area who are reaching out for help and for support. So just a quick snapshot of my year so far. I have served about 200 contacts currently this year with either students, families, or school personnel about students that have concerns that can range from a lot of different things, mental health to resource needs to how to support students in a classroom. Primarily, the majority of my contacts have been individual, so I've either met directly with a student or I've met either by phone or in person with the parents. It's about 50% of my contact time. And a good amount of the meetings that I have with students and families result in linking to some type of outside support. And especially when we're meeting with families, a lot of times families just don't know where to turn and how to gain the support they need to be successful. So one of the tools that I created when I started here is the Anthony Wayne Local Schools Community Resource Guide. And it is a guide that exists in multiple different areas. It's now on the front page of our webpage so that families can access it very easily. It's also found under the Students and Families tab, and then you can go underneath it and it's under Resources. In addition, if you have the Anthony Wayne app on your phone, it is also a quick link on the app. What this guide has in it is a wide range of support services, anywhere from food pantries for food insecurity to housing and utility assistance, parenting and elder care support, domestic violence resources, and mental and physical health supports. Its goal when we created it was to make finding help very simple, and also to preserve anonymity of anyone who is searching for that support and that help. So it is to serve as a guide. It is updated annually, or as we hear of different resources in our area. And so if anyone ever has resources, you can always email me and I would be happy to add them to our guide. Another way that I work to connect our families is through student services. Again, I support students who are involved in a lot of systems of care, and part of my role is to bring the systems of care together so that we have seamless communication in supporting a family. Some of those services include something called Ohio Rise, which is a comprehensive case management service that helps our most vulnerable students. MRSS, or the Mobile Response Stabilization Service, and that is for when a family or a student is in crisis, and outside mental health providers. I also work with risk assessments, which are assessments for students who are experiencing suicidal ideation within our schools. And then we facilitate return to learn meetings with students and families, with school counselors, school administration, and then anybody who might be a support to students inside. Another thing that I am able to do to connect our school community and families are building relationships. One of my favorite events that we have done for the last 3 years is our Back to School Bash. We have two. One of them, they're both in our high needs communities. One of them is what we call closed, and it's only an invite only to the families that live within that community. And the other one is a little more open, and it is sponsored with some of our area groups at the Cedar Creek campus. And we provide back to school support, we provide a meal, and we provide kind of that first face that students and families get to see when school is starting. One of the best part about that is that families who have been maybe a little hesitant to approach school and come in now feel a lot more comfortable coming in and approaching school because they've met us within their own communities, and it makes them feel a lot more comfortable. We have lots of support through our administration. Mr. Herman is known to play a little basketball with those. And so it is a wonderful, wonderful way to start our school year and bring the school to our communities. Some of the other things that I've been privileged to be involved in are task forces and collaboratives within our areas. The first is our Northwest Ohio School Social Work Collaborative, and it really speaks to the need across our area for more support within our school. When I moved here and we started with 6 of us. Now we have about 26 of us who meet regularly. We meet quarterly. And we range from Tiffin to Oregon to here. And it's a really great time for us to be able to share resources within both Lucas and Wood counties. And the other is Lucas County School Safety Task Force, which has been put together to provide multiple different agencies, including our local FBI, Department of Health, our prosecutor's office, many local schools, our Ohio School Safety Liaison, and our Mental Health Services Board to talk about what kinds of things we're seeing in order to keep our schools safe. And it gives us access to a school safety grant that sometimes is able to be used to support our area schools. And then lastly, I serve our community in family and community engagement. One of my most favorite things to do is to be able to have the privilege and opportunity to do a home visit with our families. It's a great way to meet families where they're at and to help them feel more comfortable with the services we have at school. It's been an honor to be invited into a lot of our families' homes so that we can problem solve together. And it bridges that gap so that when families have some things going on, that it's a little more comfortable to come and speak at school after we've been able to kind of do that initial step within their home. And then the second is Neighborhood Bridges, which might be the most favorite part of my job because it is a wonderful organization that I have had just the honor of starting with. I call them my part-time employees. They're really volunteers, which is Amy Barrett and Ann Stevens, who are our community organizers and coordinators for Neighborhood Bridges. And I am going to let Amy kind of start because Neighborhood Bridges' idea started before I got here. And then I will fill in the gaps from there. So Amy and Ann, if you would like to join me.
All right, thank you for having us. Neighborhood Bridges is one of my most passionate things I'm involved with. And actually, Rebecca's right, it started back in 2019. We started with the weekend bag, but it was really a summer food program. And it was run out of White House Primary in the summer. And kids could ride their bikes or parents could drive up. And we had not only a bag of items for the weekend, but we also had a fresh lunch that was made by a group of volunteers. So every Friday, these kids and families would come and pick up these bags. And so from that, we said, you know, this isn't just a summer problem. We were recognizing through other work that it needed to be throughout the school year. So fast forward to COVID and everything, we were able to still do the summer program through COVID, and then when school went back into session, then we started with the weekend bags. And when we first started them, families came to us to pick up their bags on Fridays. We had operating times, and moms or dads or caregivers would come and pick up their bags for their kiddos. The last 2 years, 3 years, 2 years? Okay, so 3 years. Since I met Rebecca. We have a group of volunteers that comes a couple times a month, packs the weekend bags, and then we have another group of volunteers that distributes them to all of our buildings on Fridays, and they go home with our students in their backpacks. And I will say that it's done very discreetly. So no one really knows who's getting the blue bags unless people, the younger kids they call them their angel bags or their goodie bags, so they're not as conscientious about it. But, so that's kind of how, and then meeting Rebecca, and I have to say, I'm gonna put a plug in for Rebecca because we need more Rebeccas in our district. And we've had the opportunity to meet with her, and we kind of brainstormed, we need a way to bring all of our needs to one umbrella, and we found Neighborhood Bridges, which is actually based out of Columbus. Is where it was started. And so the mission of it is to bridge the gap for students living in poverty or experiencing trauma or tragedy so that they can be successful in school and life. And so we do that one way through the weekend bags. We also have a Christmas program that we do. And after this, or going into this year, we've served almost 200 students through that. We are 2 years in right now. We have 654 subscribers. Ann's going to tell you how you can help us and get involved with that in a minute. We have filled 132 needs. We have raised over $78,000, and we've impacted over 2,400 students in our 2 years of being involved in the community. And we are all, thank you. And we do this all from donations and grant funding. So we write grants, we get community donations, and then through the kindness and generosity of people in our community. And I have to say, we couldn't do this without we have a steering committee, and then we also have a host of volunteers that help. Both Ann and I coordinate, but they run in and pick things up for us. We fixed furnaces. Well, I shouldn't say we. We have a group. We have a group that's fixed things for people. We have we've provided assistance on bills. We've done food. We've done clothing. We've helped with fees, hot water heaters, you name it. They're all vetted through the school, through Rebecca and our school counselors. But the goal of Neighborhood Bridges eventually is to expand to be community-wide so that we can serve the needs of people outside of the school. And our next step, I think, would be our senior population and being able to help those individuals. So I'm going to have Ann come up and talk then a little bit about how you can help us and how you can be involved and help us make an impact in serving.
Best part about going after Becca and Amy is you really don't have to have a lot to say. So that's right now on the slide, I see the number that said subscribers. Right now, as of this evening, we had 668 subscribers to Neighborhood Bridges, and that means that someone has taken the time, gone to our Neighborhood Bridges Anthony Wayne website, and put in their email address. That's all that's required. Then, when we have a need, when Becca knows something, Amy knows something, and everything is investigated, we don't just throw out these needs without there being some background behind it. A post comes out by email. All a person needs to do is click on that link that says I can help. They tell us how they can help with that need, and Amy and I take it from there. The people sometimes they donate money so that we go shopping, and sometimes they have the items, sometimes they go to Amazon and these things show up on our front door, on our step, but it's truly amazing. So we have 668 subscribers right now. I would say probably 600 of them are parents of our students, which is awesome. There's a lot more we could have. But we also want to reach out to families that don't have children, grandparents, neighbors, whatever, so they know what needs are. I know there's a percentage, 72% of people in the district do not have children in the school district, and we want to reach out to them too. This code we have on some cards that I can leave in the back. I'd love it if you took a card and talked to your neighbor, or just mentioned about Neighborhood Bridges, just anyone that we can get to be on our subscriber list. The basic, it's just a social media platform. That's all there is to it. We'll chase the things down, we'll find them, we deliver them, either Becca takes them at school, we deliver them to a home. It's just a remarkable thing. Out of those 668 subscribers, or whatever we had at that point, we have never not met a need. And sometimes they are met within 2 hours of the posting. And that just brings me to tears every time I see it. It's just awesome what people in this community will do for others if they know what the needs are. And as mentioned, we've done so many things, like we got a lot of house spray for bugs. That was one of our most unique requests. We've purchased infant formula. We've had furniture delivery. We've paid for some sports fees and some graduation fees, and there's just so much. Glasses, frames, some special boots for a young man that would not have had them otherwise, hot water heaters, furnaces, to pay for rent when there's been eviction notices. It's just such a blessing that people jump together and get this taken care of in this community. But we would love to have more people, because we don't want to wear these 600 out because they're the ones that are always jumping in. So we're just honored. Anything else you want to add?
Just to say, too, one thing that we always like to point out, you only will get an email from Neighborhood Bridges if there's a need. So you don't get a spam. There's things on Facebook that'll update for different things, but what will come from us is only if we have a need, we'll have a post. We're gearing up right now for Christmas. We anticipate we served 98 children last year for Christmas and their families. We anticipate that number being higher, so watch for that if you're a subscriber, because we will probably put the need out looking for assistance. And we are also partnering with Rotary, who is going to provide a fall break bag for our kids on the weekend bag program, so they'll get some extra support for that week that we're off school. Oh, yeah. I didn't know but we have an organization we apply that we work with for our Christmas families, and they not only get gifts, but they get groceries that really will sustain them for a better part of a week. So, yeah, thank you all for having us. Thank you for your support, and we hope to.
Just one more thing. When families ask for support and assistance for neighborhood bridges, one of the things that is so important is that we do not share out those names. We do not share out who those families are. It's never in a post. It doesn't go to our steering committee. Usually I'm the one who knows those names because they've reported it to me. It is not something that we make public. When we write the posts and how we write them is very intentional, so that there's no identifying information, so that families who are requesting support can do so without having to tell everybody that they need it. And I think that that has been a really big help in making families feel comfortable using our services through neighborhood bridges, because the needs we've been able to fill have been incredible for our students to be able to be ready to be back to school and ready to learn. So,
thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to give you a quick example of some of the work that they do, last month I mentioned that we as a board had accepted some donations. Two of those donations happened to be from neighborhood bridges. One was to allow several sixth graders to attend camp. Again, their fees were paid for them to be able to go and experience that without anyone knowing. And then also some school fees that were due, they helped pay. And so we are very, very thankful to them. And that kind of leads me into the next section, which with it being November, thought it would be a good time just to share the gratitude that we have. And being the superintendent of the district allows me to see a lot of what goes on in the district. And, you know, sometimes not everything goes as planned, or not everything goes as we think that it may or should. But I will tell you, when you go through the buildings, when you walk through our buildings, when you go out into the games that are happening, not only in our community, but at the state level and so forth, there's so much good in this district that we need to be thankful for. The gratitude that we have to be able to, myself and our administration and staff members and so forth, that we have for the support that we receive is truly amazing. And I think that it's important for all of us to recognize the importance of focusing on those things and being grateful for them at this time. And so wanted just to have a minute or two to say thank you to our students for all the work that they put into everything. Thank you to our staff for providing opportunities each and every day for our students to excel. I want to thank our parents for supporting and actually emphasizing the importance of education, and then our community for the support that we receive. Anthony Wayne Schools is very, very thankful for what we have each and every day, and we are proud of the individuals that graduate from here and go on and make an impact in this world. And so we think it's important to be able to show that gratitude, and November is a great time to do that. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the partnerships that we have with individuals and organizations like Neighborhood Bridges and stuff. All of it comes together to make this a great place to be. So thank you. We will move on then with item B. Item B is our educational agreements. You'll notice that we just have one agreement there that we use. We contract with periodically if necessary, and that is to have additional people to help fill positions if we're not able to do so for aid positions and so forth. We have In Part C, I just want to quickly touch base on that. That's a resolution to adopt our special ed model policies and procedures. I will share with you that we went through those very thoroughly last year. This is something that has to be done each year, and our directors of special education, Jen and Angela, they will actually take this resolution then and upload it and into the compliance section for the state to recognize that, yes, we once again adopted it. And so it's kind of a formality. It has not changed from what we did last year, but this is something that we will have to do annually just in order to make sure that we're meeting compliance with our special education.
All right. With that, do we have any questions for Mr. Herman? If not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Jeff moves. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Lindsay seconds. Ray, when you are ready.
Mr. Baden?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenmeyer?
Yes.
Ms. McKnight?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Stomp?
Yes.
Perfect. Moving on to item number 5, Superintendent's personnel recommendations.
In Section 5, we begin with some resignations and retirements. We have one individual that is retiring, and we want to thank her, Bernadette Mazurinsky. She is a custodian for us, and she has worked for us for a period of time, and so we're very happy that she's beginning to start this next stage in her life. And then we just have a couple of resignations where an individual has decided not to do a coaching position due to family obligations and then a playground position. So when we look at employment in the next section, we are hiring several individuals in different positions. You can see that some of those would be to fill positions that are being vacated. We also are adding to our bus driving to be able to add another individual there, a couple food service workers and so forth. So you're looking at those classified positions, and we're happy to be able to have these people joining our team. So in Section C, you'll notice substitutes. We have substitutes for different things. We have certified substitutes. Those are individuals that will go in and help in the classrooms and sub for teachers due to illness or being out. And then we also have individuals that we're hiring for a home instruction tutor to help with extended school year. Those are for students that have that through special education and so forth, that they may during breaks and so forth, so they do not regress, that we provide that to them. And then again, we have a classified person there that could work in any of the positions, food service, custodial, secretarial, and so forth. So we have those. In Section D, we have volunteers. The one thing that in this section that I just would like to point out, the individuals that are going to be volunteering in Monclova, those are individuals that live in Waterside, and they have come together and said they'd like to do something to help give back to the school and so forth. And so they're going to come in and do some reading with the students and different things. So I just wanted to point that out because I think that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Supplemental contracts. You will notice that with that, we're hiring a basketball coach for 34%, so they'll be splitting that position with another individual. And we'll be working as an assistant coach, and it's not somebody that's currently working within the school. Again, that's why it's considered the limited supplemental. And then in Part G, you'll see contract amendments. Those contract amendments are individuals that have to change their contracts and need additional time off for one reason or another. And so we do that whenever that happens because it's changing their contract a bit. We do have to have that approved by the Board of Education. And that's items A through G.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Herman? If not, go ahead.
The volunteers that are from Monclova, will they also have to undergo a background check before they're allowed to do that?
If they're working individually with students, so if they're going to be reading with kids individually, yes. If they're not under the supervision of the teacher, they do have to go under, have background checks. Any of our volunteers that are working with students and not directly under the supervision of the teacher in the classroom do have to go through background checks, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to approve. Shelley, do I have a second?
I will second it.
Mike seconds. Ray, when you are ready.
Mr. Baden?
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkemeyer?
Yes.
Ms. McKnight?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Staub?
Yes.
All right. Move to item number 6 is board comments. We did not have any board.
I got one quick thing. So there's a group of girls here from Notre Dame Academy, is that right? Here for a class, just coming in to see what this is all about. Welcome. Thank you guys for coming.
Perfect. And then I'll have Mr. Baden explain the process we're going to be doing for the filling of the seat coming up.
Yes, so I'd like to just keep everyone updated on our policy and how the board appoints a new person for the open position. That was created by Mrs. McKnight resigning due to personal reasons at the end of the year. So the effective date is the end of the year, and by policy you have 30 days to fill that spot, but you can't do it sooner than 10 days as well. So we have kind of between January 10th and January 30th to fill that, or 31st, is there?
Yeah, 30th to fill, yep.
How many days? So the application window closed at close of business today. We actually have 25 applications for people applying to be on the board. So I want to say thank you, first of all, on behalf of the board, for all those who have invested their time to invest in the district for the future. So we're going to take, as a board, we'll receive all of those 25 applications. It was a standard list of typical resume questions, I guess, at the beginning, and then there's also 5 kind of essay questions about what it's the involvement of the board in why you're running and such. So the board will individually take those applications over the next 2 weeks and review those, and we'll all narrow that down to the top, we're going to say 3 to 5 people that we would like to interview. And I have a list here of what those characteristics are. But so we'll have a special meeting in about 2 weeks. We have to set that date yet. That'll just be a board work session, executive session, where we run through all of those and have agreement between all 5 board members on who we'd like to interview to move forward in the position. And then in the December meeting, we have a regular board meeting in December 8th. We would like to invite those top candidates. During the public session, they would come up and introduce themselves and say why they want to run on the board. So the entire public is aware who those people are and why they want to run. And then we would conduct our normal board meeting as well. And then we would have an executive session where we would individually interview those candidates per a schedule. So we can actually interview and hopefully decide on the top candidate in that December meeting. But again, we can't take a board action or a vote in that time. So that won't be until the January meeting where the actual candidate would be named and voted on and take an oath in the January meeting after the 10th of January, I think is after the organizational meeting. So. That's kind of the outline of the process. So the characteristics. We do have a kind of a list. There's 5 categories. I mean, this was taken a lot from the OSBA, Ohio School Boards Association, who we used for much advice on how we run the board and how the state suggests you run the board. But the first category is experience and qualifications, and then there's a few bullet points underneath each one that has a lot of descriptions behind them, but I'm just going to note the relevant bullet points, I guess. So under experience and qualifications, we have relevant experience, knowledge of the district, commitment to learning, and then the second category is visions and goals. So overall vision, specific priorities, data-driven approach, budget and finance. The third category is temperament and collaboration, and under that is teamwork and collaboration, and approach to conflict, and focus on students. And then category 4, transparency and engagement, which involves communication style, relationships with the community, campaign conduct, and accountability. And then the last category is motivation, which includes reason for running and the time commitment involved in the board. So this is kind of our categories that we can look through and kind of rate individually in order to hopefully, see the candidates that rise to the top to be able to pick to interview. So that's my short spiel. If there's any questions on that, feel free to ask, and we'll try to outline that in our board notes that gets published, that Rebecca puts out after board meetings. So.
Yeah, and just to verify, none of us have seen the application yet, and we will get that, I believe. Carrie said at the end of the meeting tonight, we will receive that. And I think I see Leah, right? Leah? If you still would like, I will send you personally the rubric that we're going to use that he just outlined later tonight as well. And I think that is it. So, yep, yeah, just that. And then moving on, we've got item number 7 of recognition of visitors. We have one speaker tonight. When Mr. Herman is ready. Fantastic. First and only speaker is Stephen Timms. Stephen, you have 5 minutes.
So, Mr. Miller, thank you for having me here. I just read through the reasons for these comments to be pertinent to your guys' business. I was going to step up and refute some of the things that were said last meeting, but it seems like everybody wants to move on, so I'll just shut up and sit down, okay? So thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. Thanks for stepping up. Appreciate it. All right. Well, with that, I don't even think you used 30 seconds of that time. So that leads us to item number 8, and our final is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
And second, Mike and Shelley. And Ray, when you are ready.
Mr. Baden?
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkemeyer?
Yes.
Ms. McKnight?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Staub?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Our next board meeting is December 8th at 6 p.m. December 8th. Thank you guys for coming. 8 a.m. Sorry, it says 6 p.m. 8 a.m. There you go.